So we're keeping track of the various fires that are burning in the Southern Cape and towards the Eastern Cape. There's been a new development at Buffels Bay in Knysna. ENCA reporter Sandy McCowen is there. Sandy, good afternoon and thank you for joining us. What's the latest you can tell us from Buffels Bay?
We are standing just outside Buffels Bay. The entire area has been blocked off. It's completely surrounded by fire. The Red Cross are desperately trying to get through the flames. The reason they're trying to get through the flames is because many people were evacuated from Knysna to an evacuation centre in Buffels Bay. That evacuation centre, we're hearing reports coming out of there, are saying that that evacuation centre has burned down. There's a number of people now stuck on the beach in Buffels Bay. There are 20 Red Cross officials who are with them on the beach at Buffels Bay. They're completely surrounded by flames. The fire department cannot get to them. The Red Cross cannot get to them. So they're in a very, very desperate state right now.
Sure, and as you're talking, Sandy, in the background, I can actually hear the sound of emergency vehicles. I suppose they're driving past there. So, in terms of Buffels Bay, was this one of the areas where people were being sort of sheltered, people evacuated elsewhere? Because that would really exacerbate the situation.
Yes, Buffels Bay is where many of the people were being evacuated to. It's just outside Knysna, and they're being evacuated to centres there. Now, because of the gusting gale force winds today, the fire has spread into Buffels Bay, and apparently the Red Cross are saying their officials there are saying that the evacuation centre has burnt down. They've got a number of people who ran from the evacuation centre and are now stranded on the beach in Buffels Bay. The officials cannot get to them. It's a desperate situation. The Red Cross are so worried because the situation is really, really dangerous for them right now, and no one can get to them. Right now, the helicopters, the Oryx helicopters are up in the air. They're dousing the flames as much as possible with water, trying to help the situation because it's inaccessible from the ground right now.
Sounds like an absolutely desperate situation that you described there, of people being stranded on the beach. Of the smoke in the area and the activity of emergency officials?
Yes, it's very desperate. These people are people who have lost their homes in Knysna already. They were evacuated. They are destitute as it is, and were evacuated to Buffels Bay, where they were being kept in safety. The next thing, the gusting winds spread to Buffels Bay, and apparently has burnt the evacuation centre. So these people who are already desperate are now stuck on the beach in Buffels Bay, and no one can get to them. What we're seeing is Oryx helicopters flying over the scene, dousing the flames as much as they can. There are a number of fire engines and fire departments going into the flames and trying to kill the flames as much as possible. They're doing what they can to try and get through. There is a heavy blanket of thick smoke hanging over the scene at the moment, hanging over the area. It's actually quite difficult to breathe. Today we've seen a number of people who are finding it very hard to breathe, and the emergency services were having to deal with a number of people trying to help them to breathe because it is so thick and so hanging so thick over the air. It's very difficult to breathe.
Just a key piece of information that you mentioned there, Sandy, that I'd like you to confirm for us. Did you say the evacuation center where people were being housed has itself been gutted?
Yes, what the Red Cross is saying is they have been able to contact their officials who were working at the evacuation centre. Those officials have said that the centre has burnt down and they had to run from it, and they weren't able to get out of the area because it was surrounded by fire and very, very thick smoke. So what they've managed to do is get onto the beach. So they're stranded on the beach right now with and the beach is completely surrounded by really heavy fire and thick smoke, and the fire department is struggling to get to them right now. The Red Cross is doing what they can to try and get into that area to fetch and rescue their officials and to rescue the people on the beach.
Hey, Sandy, stay safe out there. Our reporter, ENCA reporter Sandy McCowen, giving us an update from Buffels Bay.